Hi again and welcome to the channel, and today I'm joined by Domenico.
Hi Craig.
Hopefully you saw my other videos out there about my predictions about 2020 and what I feel's kind of coming up using my psychic abilities.
Yeah, I actually saw that video. It's really interesting, and I saw that you spoke about politics, how the world is going to be in 2020. But have you thought about doing a video about the astrology in 2020? What every sign could expect by this new year?
Yeah, well, I think we can do something like that. This is called sun sign astrology. It started in the 1930s when people used it in the newspapers.
Almost 100 years old.
Yeah. So let's ask me a few questions.
Right, 2020 is not only a new year, but it's even a new decade.
Indeed.
God, it's going to be pretty fun to live.
Yeah.
Great time to be around. That's something that happens only once every 100 years. And we are not only in the new decade, we are in the new decade of the new century.
Yeah, indeed we are.
So it could be a pretty interesting point for astrology.
I think so.
Right, so I think it's time to move to the next sign.
Yes. Libra. Okay.
2020 or 2020 for the sign of Libra. How is it going to look like?
Well, it's a time when Libra will begin to feel their sense of self-worth. It's like they've gone through a lot of inner changes and are still going through a lot of inner changes through 2020. So the general feel that us, the astrologers, have been feeling about this is that they're going to be back to be their old selves again, full of their sense of humour, full of their zest for life, a lot more self-confidence. Generally for Libra, it's a very good year.
I do believe that 2020 is going to be a good year for a lot of us.
I think it's a good year generally. Yeah, I think we're coming into a time of a lot more optimism.
Any specific planet alignment that Libra should be aware of?
The main thing is that Jupiter's position is very favourable for them. And Jupiter is the planet again of you can link with money, luck, a zest for life, enthusiasm, all those type of things. It's humour, fun. So this will be giving energy and vitality through the year for them in 2020. It's well positioned. It's in the first house, and it's also favourable for anyone to make any changes to their physical appearance, plastic surgery
or gym.
Or gym, yeah. So it's anything good with that type of thing. So it connects with the body, and making sure the body is healthy. So it should be a healthy time for them. Sleep is important to them. I think Librans are generally a star sign that doesn't sleep well because they've got their minds always trying to find balance, and thoughts run around their heads at night. So it's a much better year because of the position of Jupiter for that type of thing. Their governing planet is Venus, and this is shown as quite a good. It's in a retrograde motion for some of the year, and again, so it can trigger for them. It lands in the house of money. So this is kind of creates a few possible problems on the money side, but generally they have good optimism through the year. So this is going to make life a lot better. Mars position can make them a bit stressed sometimes, particularly when we're talking about the money type things, because it's retrograde from September the 9th. It would be retrograde from the charts here. So, and also between October the 14th and November the 3rd, it's in retrograde in Scorpio and Libra. So for Librans, this is a kind of a period of emotional imbalance and denial through that time. But generally, overall, quite a good optimistic period for them.
Great, so not bad for them either. And I was going to look like for money. 2020 money for Libra. How is it going to look like?
Well, if they're going to want to make money, for them this year, anything creative and innovative will bring them better rewards than so it's new ideas are very good at creating money opportunities for them. Partnerships are well started, good for business opportunities where we're working in conjunction with other people. I mean, Librans generally work well with others. They're quite a harmonious type of sign. They work well sometimes as a group. They don't want to dominate all the time. So they can often support someone very much in business and in their careers and things like this. So, but also I think for Librans, it's also a time for them to improving their own image and their own position in the world as well. So it's good both in partnerships and if they're trying to do their own thing as well.
In creativity, you said, that's something I'm really into, as you know. So, great year for them, by the look of it. And how it's going to be the love?
Love's pretty well started as well for them, actually. With a few periods, like I mentioned, about the Venus in retrograde, which is kind of affecting a few of but that's more, not so much on the love side of their life for them. So it's quite a good time I think it's quite a good time for them just to be themselves, be more natural, be just, it's like they're able to express themselves, and it's like that people will be attracted to them quite naturally. So they don't need to go looking for love if they're on their own. They just need to be themselves and love will find them.
That's an interesting 2020 for Libra then.
Yeah, so it's not a bad time for them at all, really. And like I say always, it's just what you make of it, really. But I think with Libra, it's like there's a natural attractiveness to them this year. And they can stop worrying so much. I feel they're always a bit of a worrier sometimes in 2019. And they've had a lot of financial difficulties in 2019, but that's started to ease now. And it should be quite an optimistic year. So have faith in yourself, Libra. That's the important thing.
So this 2020 seems to be, it's going to be actually a good year for most of the signs.
Yeah, I think an interesting year generally, with some interesting numerology in it as well, because it's the 20th of the 2nd, 2020, and things like that coming up, which we can talk about another time. But yeah, I think an interesting time, and also as through the prediction videos, an interesting time politically, for example.
And people can see your 2020 prediction on the other video you've made.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, and there's lots going on there.
There's the link somewhere.
Somewhere up here or over there.
And this prediction were more general, this astrological prediction, this science prediction.
Yeah, I mean, this type of astrology we're doing now is sun sign astrology, they call it. So, but if you want to get something a little bit more in-depth and personalized for you, you can have a look on my website. You'll see it coming up on the screen here somewhere. You can call my readers. They can give you a psychic reading, a clairvoyant reading, or a specifically astrological reading based entirely upon your date of birth and what you do. Just go to the website and call the numbers, and you can get reading right now if you want.
Don't forget to subscribe on this channel.
Yep.
Click the bell, so you will be notified for any new video that is coming up. And actually, you were telling me before that you were going to do a better astrological video per each sign.
More in depth.
Yeah,
a bit more in depth for each sign. And we might even later on start looking at some pet videos as well, I was thinking.
The pet astrology.
But some of that might be fun to do. We can get Boo in.
Yeah.
And what about your channel? Because you're doing this new thing when you've been filming all this with these cameras and things. And
yeah, if you are interested in making these videos, or if you are interested in photography, videography, filmmaking, you want to start your own YouTube channel. Well, I got my channel. The link is in the description. I'm The Italian Dad. It's pretty simple to find.
And it's fun and interesting. And you can see some of the bloopers we make sometimes and the things that go right and go wrong and how we do it.
And I show especially how you can make all these on a budget, on a really tight budget. Because not many people can go out and buy a £25,000 or $25,000 camera. But in my videos and in my channel, you will see how you can make these videos with less than £500 or less than $500. I already have a video on which camera to buy if you just want to start and spend less than $500 or £500 between the camera, the lens and the microphone. That will get you started. So just go down in the description for the link and subscribe to it.
And talking about budgets, you can help us if you become a patron of this site, because we're trying to do something really special with this channel, as we've already said. We're trying to get our own studio and places where we can work and transmit all sorts of interesting stuff to you that have never been done on YouTube before. Something unique, a community of spiritually minded people working together.
And we're trying to help even children in needs.
Indeed.
With the Patreon.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And then we do a lot of charitable work as well. And we'll keep you updated with that through the channel as well, through 2020. Well, thanks for joining us, folks. And do keep subscribing. And thank you for supporting us over 2019. And all of you, no matter what sign, do have a good 2020. Life is what you make it. It doesn't matter about the planets and stars. It's us that make the changes in the world and can make our life happy.
Happy New Year, people.
Happy New Year.
Ciao.
Bye.
My wife Jane and I do our public work for free. We raise money through the theatres to raise money for our Hamilton Parker Foundation. This is a not-for-profit company that is soon to be registered as a charity. Now, our work is going in to help with the objectives of this charity, but you can help us as well by becoming what we call a patron of this channel. Now, as a patron, you'll get, first of all sorts of really interesting benefits. You'll have a sort of behind the scenes look at what goes on with our work. You'll get videos before other people. You'll get new videos. You'll get all sorts of benefits that are explained in the patron website, and it has various tiers that you can subscribe to. So you can subscribe to just a little bit and get a few benefits, or you can subscribe a lot and get a lot of benefits. And what this means is that we can raise some money through this channel. Now, this money's not going to me and Jane to give us a fancy lifestyle. This money is going into our foundation that has some fantastic objectives. Now, the first thing we want to do with the foundation is, first of all, get a cyber center together, a cyber temple, as it were, a place where we can introduce new people to you through this channel. So by supporting this channel and giving something to the as a patron, you will find that this channel will start to get better and better content with more and more interesting things going on. We'll be able to get the cameras, we'll be able to have the space, we'll be able to have the right setting where we can build the energy to do things such as mediumistic circles and so forth online. But also our work extends further than that, because we are hoping ultimately to build a spiritual center, a psychic ashram, as it were, where people like you can come to visit and take part in an interactive way through this channel as well. But also we are doing a lot of what we call spiritual service. We are going out and giving a large part of the income we generate to people in India who are destitute. We've given to schools, we've fed children that are in need, we've helped mentally handicapped people, we've given cows to old people in India. Some of all this you'd have seen in my movie Mystic Journey to India on Amazon. But all of this is part of our mission, part of our remit to help the world. Because we're not only trying to find our divine nature, we're also trying to live what we learn and express it in ways that are really beneficial to the world. So if you follow this channel, but more importantly, if you become a patron of this channel, you can help us to take this whole mission onto a much higher level than any psychic work has ever been done before.